Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to an epic video. This is all about Mattel. It's the final part of the Q&A. I've kind of moved over to one side, so hopefully you can see the figure collection a little bit better. I've got a few shout outs to do first. Harvey Aitken, SOB Wrestling Productions, Hey Mysterio Games, Ethan Young, King Costa, XX Terminator, XX12 from the YWO, and then Cheo Benavides. Hope I got that right, mate. Big shout out to all of you guys. I really appreciate you watching the channel and commenting on the videos and everything. So yeah, thanks a lot. But this is a massive video. I've got a whole page of questions here. It's all on Mattel. Might be a little bit on merchandise as well, but let's get right into it. Maurice Jacob, Kane Harris, Dwayne King, Alan Stimpson all ask, what is my favourite Mattel figure? To tell the truth, I've got a few that I don't have, like Kamala, which I'm hoping to get my hands on soon, which I just love the accessories that come with that. I think that this one, which I got before really starting the channel, it was one of the first figures I got, was this British Bulldog one, with the massive kind of Union flag on the back. I think the face scan on that is fantastic. I really rate this figure, of course. Another figure that I really rate as well, and you don't see it get mentioned that much, Bruno Sammartino. It's just so exciting that there's a Bruno figure. I think the body on this is different to any other. I mean, like, it's just stacked. It's like the Hulk. So yeah, you got a really great Bruno figure. I think the face scan's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. But I think the hair is quite cool. It's got like the hairy arms, and also it comes with like a Hall of Fame induction like plaque as well, which I just think is really cool. This isn't the greatest figure in the world, right? But I'm just so pleased that there's a Bruno Sammartino figure. Honestly, the collection would feel incomplete without it. Favourite figure, though, you know, in regards to the figure, probably have to say the Finn Balor. I know it's recent, and I'm sure you've all got your own favourites, but I just think, you know, this thing is insane. The detail on this is so impressive. Having a Demon Balor figure, and the fact, you know, he's just down in NXT at the moment. There'll be loads of these to come when he gets called up. You know, Mattel will have loads of them out, but they're gonna struggle to beat that first one. I think it's a fantastic figure. Who do I want in Elite Series 45? That's from Master Gamer 12340. Kind of on the same vein as having Bruno. I would like one of the older kind of stars from like the 70s, someone like a Gorilla Monsoon or a Superstar Billy Graham. But I think the one that they could probably get quite easily right now is Bob Backlund, because of those promos he's doing with Make Darren Young Great Again. So I would take a Bob Backlund for now. But I'd love a Gorilla Monsoon, or as I say, one of those like an Ivan Putski, one of those really old guys. I can wait for an Asuka. I would love an Asuka Elite. Certainly one where it comes with that robe. I think her entrance robe and the entrance mask as well. That would be awesome. So newer star, Asuka. I wouldn't say no to a Nakamura either, Shinsuke Nakamura. Older star, Bob Backlund or a Superstar Billy Graham. Will I buy Jeff Hardy Elite Series 1? That's from Legend Killer 18. It tells you if I can't remember it, but I need a Jeff Hardy, and well, we'll have to see. He might come back and they might make new ones, but I am a fan of the Elite Series 1 series. From the ones that I've seen from that, it looked like it was a good series, so yeah, I could be tempted to get that. Favourite figure that I found in Smyths or Toys R Us? That's from Luke Cooper. I think what's really great is that you guys get to see me literally toy hunt find whatever I find, do the review, and then it sits on the shelf behind me, so you really see the whole process. There's not many figures that I've got that there's not videos of, because I started doing the channel not long after starting collecting. So I think the best that I found was when I went to that Toys R Us and found the NWO Battle Pack. Had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in it. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to find that. That was an older battle pack. I'd never seen it on any other toy hunt. I was over the moon. I was so excited to get my hands on that. The figures are good. They're not amazing, to tell the truth, once I'd got it all open, but it didn't take anything away from the moment. Just really pleased that I've got those guys. When did I start collecting? That's from World Wrestling Stop Motion. I started collecting at the end of 2015. I saw on Grimm's channel and Tommy's Toy Travels as well, a few other YouTubers, just how great the figures had gotten. I collected a lot as a kid, and then I stepped away from collecting figures for like, I don't know, nearly 20 years. But I just think Mattel are doing some fantastic stuff. And when I saw like the belts in particular, I knew that I just wanted to get those, like start collecting those, and that's how it all started. So it's still a relatively small collection, and there's a long way to go, but you know, I totally plan on sharing that whole journey with you guys. Figure that I'm looking most forward to, that's from School 973 and Bracy HD. Figure I'm looking forward to the most, Shockmaster, the San Diego Comic Con exclusive Shockmaster. The reason I say that is because I love first time to line, and I love anything that I just didn't think they were ever going to make. I never thought they would make a Shockmaster, and so the fact that there's an official Shockmaster out there, I need it. Elite 44, who am I excited for? That's from Zane Comfer. It's a good series by the looks of it, but I'm most excited again for Tugboat. Tugboat from the 90s didn't really achieve masses. Went on to achieve a bit as Typhoon, but yeah, to have a Tugboat in the collection, I think that would be really cool. Favourite Attitude Era figure, that's from Liam Dixon. If you're talking about person from the Attitude Era, I can't see past the Stone Cold Defining Moments that got released. For me, Stone Cold is the Attitude Era, and the fact that they released this Defining Moments with 3 belts, and it's just like, I think it's his WrestleMania 17 attire. It's just, everything is perfect about that figure for me. If you're talking about actual figures that were out, there was a few that I picked up in '97, which you can see in the What's in the Suitcase videos. They're not my favourite figures from that period, because it was around that time I actually stopped. As I said, I kind of stepped away for 20 years. So my knowledge of figures throughout that period is not great. There really wasn't anything that was coming out in the late 90s, early 2000s that really brought me back. I thought the classic Superstar series, which I think was mid to late 2000s, I thought that was quite impressive. It had some fantastic wrestlers in it, but I knew that was going to cost a lot to kind of delve into that. I managed to fight the urge to go for those, but Mattel got me, so... green and gold attire for Kalisto, would that be better for Elite 42? That's from Forbidden Figure World, I believe that says. Green and gold attire Kalisto. I don't mind that Kalisto, that Elite 42. I'm just waiting for the battle pack. I think either. I think it might be better in green and gold. It might look a lot nicer, but it's not a figure that I've picked up, to tell the truth. I don't mind it, but it's one I passed on. Favourite figure so far this year, that's from David Goldfield. I would say the basic 60 Seth Rollins was fantastic, because I thought the Elites were pretty poor before that. And there's also a white attire coming out, which looks amazing. The Stone Cold that we mentioned and the Finn Balor that we mentioned, for me those are the creme de la creme of this year. Best Mattel figure from a shop. That's from the Mr. Fox, well, the NWO pack, as we said. How many figures do I have and how long have I been collecting? That's from Ducks Wrestling. How long I've been collecting since the end of 2015. How many figures do I have? Roughly about 100, including the ones that I've yet to review. I'm looking to get one of every wrestler that Mattel release, which is why I need that Shockmaster. But this is why also I don't run out and get, you know, another Dean Ambrose, another Kevin Owens. I try and save what money I do have on just getting, you know, the first time to the lines, or if I think the figure is an improvement on the one that I've already got. So yeah, around about 100, but that's only going to keep growing. What's the highest price I've ever paid for a figure? That's from King Costa. Highest price, it's around about the £50 mark. I don't think I've ever broken £50. It's not a rule that I've got, but I just know that I could easily spend £70, £100 on some figures, and you know, I've seen some of those figures come down in price where Mattel have re-released an accessory or re-released the figure. Like for example, the Legends series, a lot of those getting re-released, so you might find the price on those coming down. £50 I think is about sane. If once you go past that level, that's insane amounts of money then for me. Best place for retro figures, that's from Bracy HD. Well, there's wrestling store, wrestling shop as well, I think. Obviously eBay and Amazon are the main places. It's all the internet. There's no kind of secret shops that I can tell you about, I'm afraid. No real places you can go to. I'm sure there's places out there, little quirky independent places. I've just not been able to find them yet. But it's kind of website stuff at the moment. And there's a lot of websites, there's a lot of eBay shops and things like that, but I'm not sure if you get maybe the thrill of going into stores. I find Toys R Us vary. I've been into quite a few Toys R Us's where they've got older stuff. Don't tend to find older stuff in Smyths, but you do tend to find a really good current range in Smyths. But yeah, so I tend to go to Toys R Us. I'm hearing a lot about B&M and trying to think who else. Wilkinson's I've heard have got a few. I really couldn't tell you, obviously in America I don't know about like Walmart's and Kmart's and Target and things like that, but I know you guys in the States have got a lot of places to go to. We don't have as many places over here, but same with everything, the internet's kind of taken over. You can't really shop anywhere else if you're after specific figures. Best place for figure hunting, that's from Bracy HD as well. London for me. I don't know. I know that in London there's about 3 Toys R Us, there's about 3 or 4 Smyths. They've got entertainers, they've obviously got B&M bargains, they've got Wilkinson's. There's no kind of like secret shops that I know of. I know of the Toy Shop on Oxford Street and obviously Hamleys on Regent Street. But once in the space of about 4 or 5 hours, I was able to go to 6 different shops across central London. If I was to go early and spend a good 12 hours in London, I reckon I could go to about, don't know, 15 different toy shops if I really planned it out. I don't know of any other place in the UK where I could hit 15 toy shops to try and find that, like, you know, what figures they've got. So it's a bit of a cop-out, but for me, I can't see anywhere else other than London. I'd be interested to know what Dublin's like, or, you know, Edinburgh. Those are the big cities. Maybe Liverpool, Manchester, but I really struggle to. I mean, like London, it's just it's on its own, isn't it? What else do we have? First figure, that is from Killer Fox 898 and Colton Astorcure. I know I've butchered that name. Sorry, buddy. I'll just say Colton. Colton and Killer Fox 898. First figure, I think it was Paige. The Paige Elite that came with the... Where is she? She's at the back over there. But she came with the NXT Women's title. She also came with the Divas title as well. She came with the 2 belts. And at the time I was trying to collect belts, and so bang. Plus it's Paige. I've got to say though, that attire, that kind of her debut on Raw attire or NXT attire, that kind of purple attire, it's my least favourite Paige figure. They definitely can make a better one than that, and maybe have the basics look all right. I don't know if I'd say they're that great an improvement. I'm really waiting for a killer Paige figure. I'd love that actually. So Paige was the first. Figure that I regret buying, that's from Lewis Roach. There's none that I regret buying right now, but I know that the Kevin Owens basic and also the Sasha Banks basic, both of those I think were pretty poor. And Kevin Owens and Sasha have both got elites on the way. If I'd have just waited and not picked them up, I would just get the elites. I wouldn't even touch these basics. I don't think that they're that great. I can't remember what I scored them, but it must have been around about the 6 mark, and that was probably me being a bit generous. I think with the KO, I think it's got NXT on the back of him, if I remember. Yeah, KO's got NXT on the back, so because it kind of places him in that era, the NXT kind of days, I'm sure I just gave him a few extra points for that. But yeah, for me they're probably the worst, and with elites on the way, it's worth just waiting. Anything that annoys me about Mattel, again, that's from Lewis Roach. The arms, to tell the truth, the arms and the legs. I'm trying to think of a good example. I don't know. Yeah, like there with that Bruno. Can you see how the kind of bottom of his like ankle and the way it connects with the foot? I know he's got to be able to move the foot, but it's just like all this space, and it doesn't kind of sit right. It kind of goes in. It's just annoying. I find that really annoying that they couldn't find a better way of connecting the foot to the ankle. And then also the arms and the fact that they don't go flat to the side. I know that annoys a lot of people. It annoys me as well, because I don't obviously play with them, but I do like to display them. And yeah, I just find that a bit annoying. So there's a couple of things. This is a great question. Best Mattel Elite Series, that's from Lewis Roach. Elite Series 7 had Shawn Michaels, Triple H and Hornswoggle all in DX attire. It also had D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd when they were the Hart... Was it the Hart Dynasty? I can't remember what they were called now when they first came in. But I know they had Natalia as like the manager. But yeah, so you've got like that tag team, and you've got DX including Hornswoggle, and they all come with t-shirts, and the figures look awesome. So I think Elite 7 is really cool. I also like Elite 23, because with that you get Cesaro with the US title, you get a really cool looking JBL figure, you get John Cena, who's, you know, as in a lot of series, isn't he? But you get Macho Man with the Winged Eagle, you get a good looking Triple H, and you get a decent looking Undertaker. Like, just the figures, the guys that are in that series are just big names, and they're good figures. So Elite 23 I thought was really really good. And even some of the more recent series have been quite impressive as well. Like, I'm really looking forward to the one that's got the Heart Foundation in it. And I'm sure that Alberto Del Rio looks really good, and he comes with the US title. There's Kevin Owens in that series as well, and there's another one, I can't remember who it is, but that series I thought looks quite good. So Mattel are doing some good stuff right now. Wow, you know, as we've said, you know, with the Finn Balor figure, really, really smart. Least favourite figure ever, that's from Wrestling God. Least favourite figure... Sorry, best Mattel series ever. I think that was Peter Ryan that asked that. Least favourite figure ever, that's from Wrestling God. The basic Dean Ambrose, I think, that was out last year, looked awful. Really awful. I didn't buy that. And the Kozlov Elite, I thought that looked a mess as well. So there's a few actually which I'm not really interested in. That Kozlov, what's annoying is that I don't know if that's the only figure of him, so I might end up having to buy it. So yeah. Finally, Westy LUFC 1995 asks, what's my favourite piece of memorabilia? Well, my favourite piece of memorabilia that I own is probably the canvas, the one that's got the bits of canvas from 2014. I love it because in 2014, that's the first year that Sting stepped foot into a WWE ring. It's also when the streak finished. It's also when the Shield split and went their separate ways. So there was just 2014, I think it's the year that the network started as well. It's like a real pinnacle year. and to have like a bit of ring canvas from every one of those pay-per-view shows in a really smart frame. And they're limited to they only made 500, and I've got number 165, so it's just really smart. Cost a lot, cost a couple of £100. I also love like my Winged Eagle belt, but I very rarely get that out. It's not on display or anything. So there's a couple of bits that I think are really cool. Cool guys, I hope that kind of gives you a real small insight into kind of the collection, and you know, the ones I'm looking forward to, which ones I rate, which ones don't rate. Really appreciate you watching this. Don't forget, you can drop in the comments anything you want to comment on from what we've discussed. You can follow me on Twitter at Wrestling Daze UK. And if you haven't subscribed to this, I really would appreciate it if you did, because I've got loads more Mattel videos, figure reviews, toy hunts, just news updates, just, well, everything. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.